Boom Boom Kaboom. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gaming After Dark. Well, the prequel, I guess you could say, leading up to the infamous date of September the 6th is when we come back officially. So, I wanted to say welcome. First off, big thank you to all the support, to all the kind words, to all the fantastic messages I've had over the past few months while I've been away. A lot of things have gone extremely well in the last couple of months, and some things have not gone according to plan. But isn't that just life, right? So, but anyway, here I am. This is not just me coming to say hello, but also just a bit of a test run as well because I'm here right now. I'm just using some new tech. It's not necessarily better in some ways. I got rid of my crappy ass laptop and decided to just get this little affordable Chromebook, which so far seems to be doing the trick. So to Tony Grasso, welcome. It's been a long time. Tony, please let me know if the video and audio quality seems satisfactory because obviously, I'm just using the camera that's built into the Chromebook, as well as the audio that is obviously through the speaker of the unit itself. So, yeah, it's really good to see you too, Tony. Man, welcome, welcome to the show. I'm not going to keep people too long. Like I said, I just want to do a bit of a test run and kind of give you an update on what's going down because there is some things changing. There are things in the wind, so to speak. Now, if you hadn't heard the news. And I've discussed this with Titan prior to GAD kind of wrapping up a few months back, and that is with Titan's career and stuff like that, he's found that podcasting on Tuesday nights are going to be extremely difficult for him moving forward. Does that mean he'll never come back to Gaming After Dark? We can't rule it out. But it looks like when I return on September the 6th, guys, I'm going to be down yet once again another panel member. And it really sucks because, that's part of the beauty. That's part of what makes Gaming After Dark unique podcast that it's been, from Primal Eve to Middle Age Game Guy and now Titan Drago, and everybody's everybody's getting out. So, but I mean, like I said, things are going to change. Hopefully, obviously, there's things that people are not going to like about the new GAD format, and that's one of them. I mean, losing those amazing people. But I'm hoping to bring on some new people on board. Now, if you have any recommendations about people in the community you'd like to see, send me a DM or something and let me know because I haven't finalized anybody. I do have 2 or 3 prospective panel members in mind. One of them, I guess you could say, would be old school and would be a welcome addition. I think it would fit in pretty well. But hey, don't forget the middle-aged game guy, or sorry, not middle-aged game, the wise old gamer. He's going to continue on. He's going to be back here on the panel, health be willing. He's certainly gone through some tough times. So shout out to the wise old gamer and all the crap he's been going through, with his cancer coming back and stuff. So, excuse me. But he should be here. And we'll go from there. And what is up? You're wicked hot. It is good to see you, my man. It's been a long time. We haven't played a game in forever. And yes, I haven't podcasted a whole lot in the last 6 or 7 months. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, here's a couple of things I am working on just to give you up to date. Right now, I'm going to try to basically make an intro track to the show. I'm actually planning to write it and record it myself, like a guitar track, so to speak. I think that would be really cool, something unique to the show. And not many people have done that. The only one that I can recall in recent history has been Colt Eastwood. When he used to do a lot of his videos, I think he wrote and produced the music there. So I want to do something like that, something really cool, a little bit of a hard rock, heavy metal, kind of an intro to GAD. I'm hoping to get some artwork done here in the future. But that might come a little later down the road. I'm very, very happy with the work that Mr. Graphic God, aka Jay, has done for me in the past. But maybe it's time for a refresher, and maybe it's time to probably bring in somebody different. I don't know. Dizzy Delta, what is happening, my brother? Good to see you here, my Canadian friend. Hope all is going well. Yes, we definitely got to get in some gears. I'm really looking forward to going back through the entire trilogy, as a matter of fact. So the sound is good according to Tony, and the camera's not bad. Yeah, the other camera I have, and I still have it, and hopefully it'll work with my Google Chromebook, but I still have my, you see it here, my Plantronics. That's what I was using previously. I can tell you already that my Chromebook certainly runs a hell of a lot better than my freaking Acer laptop that I was on. That thing was absolutely garbage. You guys have seen many times on my show where my laptop would crash and all sorts of weird crap would happen with it. And I just got fed up with it the other day. So you know what? Thing is going out in the dark, going out in the trash. Hey, what's going on, Iceman? Good to see you here, my friend. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of give people an update because obviously I made a tweet the other day saying, yes, I am coming back September the 6th, same time slot. And I talked with Titan, and Titan, like I said, just 10 o'clock on his time or whatever, which I think is like 9 o'clock his time, but Eastern just doesn't really work that well for him. So, yeah, like I said, I can go back to using my other camera. I just wanted to make sure that this one at least was satisfactory. Nobody's here to see my fat, ugly face anyway. You know, the show's coming back, guys. Hope you're all excited because I'm certainly excited to return. I hope a lot of people haven't forgotten about me and have moved on. But I haven't decided if I'm going to go back to the Sunday show yet. I will eventually. I just don't know if it's going to happen in the next couple of months. It might not be till 2023, but I do intend to return to Good Morning Xbox at some point in time. I think they're doing a great job over there, but Axel's channel, unfortunately, certainly still struggling to gain some traction, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so, I mean, what's going to stay the same? Well, I can guarantee you the few things that will stay the same with Gaming After Dark. I'm still going to be here, and I hope that's reason enough to tune in. I'm going to have some great people on the show as well, and we're going to continue with some fantastic guests. Obviously I'll still keep bringing my personality and my wit and my off the cuff sense of humor and sort of my old school attitude into the thing. So, you know, I know that sometimes my ideas are a little bit what shall we say, archaic or antique, but you know, that is who I am and it's in my DNA and I'm not about to change. Pure Flack Monkey, what's going on? That one Doom guy, what's happening? Yeah, baby, it is coming back. I would say for some people, they said they were surprised I've been away this long. And for other people, it seems like some people would wish I would stay away for a lot longer. My consensus is that coming back in September is a good time. Gaming should start picking up a little bit in the next little while. And there's lots to talk about. And I'm excited heading into the fall. You know, being the owner once again of all three different consoles, including the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, and having a Nintendo Switch Lite, you know, I'm gaming on everything. Lately, I haven't been gaming much at all. As a matter of fact, in the last 6 months, I really haven't gamed that much, guys, to be honest with you. I've barely been able to keep up with what's happening in the game world. I mean, I follow what's happening on Twitter, and I read the occasional article, and I catch the odd podcast from time to time. But I've been a little bit out of touch. That's going to change once I kind of get back in the loop. But yes, obviously that part of the show is going to stay the same. I will still bring back the stalwarts, and that means Arnold is coming back, and we're going to have Safe House Sam back in there, and Cletus, of course. And, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll come up with a new character over the next little while. We'll see how that goes. But I'm going to be bringing with me a cast of fantastic characters, real-life characters. Like I said, the Wiseau Gamer will be joining me, and I do have 2 or 3 fantastic members from the community in mind for the show reached out to me. Obviously, it's going to be a challenge to find the same chemistry to make everything work exactly the way I hope, but we'll see how it goes, that sort of thing. So, yeah, you know what? I'm pretty sure Titan and Mag will be able to make some guest appearances from time to time, schedule permitting, and I will definitely send out the bat signal to those guys, and hopefully they'll be able to join me from time to time. So, but here it is. Like I said, got a new laptop. Going to be working on an intro track for the show. Hopefully get some new graphics up in here pretty soon. All that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's been a whirlwind. You know, the gaming in the last couple of weeks has been somewhat slow, but yet somewhat engaging and entertaining. I mean, I'm following all this crap, you know, obviously the $70 games for the PlayStation, and now, of course, the Call of Duty conundrum where, you know, all of a sudden Call of Duty's crap and nobody cares for it, and Sony's a little bit panicked that Xbox, like I said on Twitter, if you're following me there, you know what? It's more of a win scenario for Xbox, and I can't break it down more than this. It's that simple. Xbox at this point in time, like I said, doesn't necessarily care about selling a console. It's about selling Game Pass subscriptions. There is no bigger game on the planet than Call of Duty. Whether you love it or hate it, it's a fact. Everybody plays it. It's the kind of game that's so big that it's right up there with, like, the Pokemons of the world, where everybody's parents knows exactly what Call of Duty is, or Grand Theft Auto. Very few games can do that. If I walked into, say, a game store and I talked to a parent and I asked her about Gears of War, do you think a lot of parents would even have any clue what I was talking about? Probably not. But I bet you any money, if you mentioned Call of Duty, they would know exactly what we're talking about. So this is the thing. It's not only going to transcend the boundaries of us older age gamers, but it's going to bring in a lot of new people. And having the Xbox marketing alongside is going to be huge. It's going to help bolster Game Pass numbers. And if Call of Duty, and I would say it's probably a very big possibility that Call of Duty goes day and date with Game Pass, that's huge. It's, maybe, they're going to sell more consoles. That's a fact as well. It's guaranteed. When they start putting Call of Duty on the box and it's free day one with Game Pass, are you going to tell me that anybody looking to pick up a new console is going to walk in, especially if they're Call of Duty fans, and they're gonna walk away with the competitor when they know they got to not only pay the price of the competitor's console, but they got to pay an extra $80, $90, $100 on top of that to buy a copy of the game, where they could just get it with a Game Pass subscription, which in most cases will probably come bundled in at least like a month or 2 months or 3 months with a lot of the new consoles. It's you know what I mean? Yeah, Game Pass has been dry, man. Like, I'm not lying. When I saw that little the games that they're adding to Game Pass here this morning on Twitter, I was like, am I looking at a games with gold selection? Because it looked pretty bad. That's just my opinion. Like I said, one man's trash is another man's treasure. We know how that goes, and some people are excited about the games that come in there, and all the pleasure to you. But a lot of us did not subscribe to Game Pass to get like one or two really good games at a certain point of the year, and then the rest of the year it's fucking dry. Now that's partly on Microsoft, because like, how in the hell do you go through an entire year and have no first party stuff when you have about 30 studios, and nobody is ready to drop the ball on anything? That makes no sense to me. It's either things are far behind schedule or somebody's just not cracking the whip properly around there. That's all I can say. Drawn TJ, Splendiferous, what is going on, guys? APXRP, or AP Cool J, as I used to know you, brother. Good to see ya. Drawn TJ is the first super chat of the night, the first super chat I've seen in several months. Hey, bud, glad to see you back. Well, Drawn TJ, it is good to be back, my friend, and I can't wait till September the 6th to get back in the driver's seat, so to speak, get behind this camera, get out there and chat with all you guys. But COVID, yeah, but COVID. Yes, everybody's got that COVID thing. Well, you know what? There's still cars being made. There's still movies being made. There's still albums being made. Everything is getting made. Yeah, I get it. Games are on another level of complexity. There's so many moving parts. But at the same time, it's just I know that Microsoft is so concerned about having that squeaky clean reputation of they don't want to pressure their devs, and they don't want to set deadlines, and they're so worried about how they're perceived in the games industry, and to some degree rightfully so, because we've heard all the articles about companies that do the crunch and the stress that is caused. But at some point, you got to get shit made. It's not like half of Microsoft's games just started development like 2 years ago. Some of these games were well into production during the Xbox One era. Now, I'm not a dev, and I'm certainly not a guy behind the scenes, but something is definitely weird, and there is no excuse. It's the first time, I think, in Microsoft's history where it's basically been this dry. And yet people from the Xbox camp and the community, we spent last year basically talking about how dry it was for PlayStation, and now we're right back in the same conundrum. And, absolutely, sometimes crunch is absolutely okay. Sometimes people get their best goddamn work done when they're under pressure, when there's a whip cracking. You start to focus. You got to get shit done. You're putting your best effort forward. Crunch is only bad when people are worked to death and extremely tired. Right? But I mean, sometimes crunch is not because you didn't set a realistic deadline. Sometimes crunch happens because fuckers did not do their work to begin with. It's ever and like I'm gonna bring this back to like kids in school, and hell, we've all done it. How many of us have ever had an assignment with a long period of time to get said assignment done in school, right? I bet you everybody in the chat has had that opportunity where you get, say, oh, the teacher gives you an assignment, you got a month to do it. How many people in the class have it done long before the month? Anybody in the chat, please let me know. How many people did you know that actually would finish their project ahead of time? You know what? 90% of the people I went to school with did most of their assignment in the last week. Okay? They might have started the assignment on day one. They might have added a little bit here and a little bit there, but most of us went to the last minute. I don't think gaming is necessarily all that different, especially if, like I said, if you're having trouble with leadership, if you're having trouble with people that are bringing the whole camp together. Like, well, what if one group is waiting on the sound department and the sound department is waiting on another group? As I said, there's so many moving parts. But at the end of the day, we got to stop making so many excuses for these devs, because nobody, and I mean, it's like an industry trend and it's become okay. I guess that's the problem. We're starting to get numb to it. We're getting okay with it. We're starting to just accept that there's delays, and there's always been delays. I get it, but there's way too many of them. Like, it's like 9 out of 10 studios can't get a fucking game out within the targeted deadline, and everybody has a target deadline. And we're not talking sometimes to go, well, it's 3 weeks delayed, or it's maybe 3 months at max. No, like half of these games aren't even coming out within a year they're supposed to be coming out. I could spend a whole podcast to rant on about the game delays, but it's not going to do us any good. Pure Flack Monkey, what's happening, brother? Good to see you. Solar Flare, it is good to see you in the chat as well. You guys are amazing. Yes, let me see. It looks like I got a couple more super chats going on in here. That is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for that support. Splendiferous comes in hot and heavy with $2. No first party, but we still outselling Sony. Well, that is impressive in itself. So that tells you that Xbox is largely selling due to marketing and its value proposition. And it only gets better when you see in the opposition out there trying to sell a remake of a game come the fall for the full price, when, Xbox is out there selling games for far much less, or for the subscription cost of Game Pass. So, and then we got Drawn TJ coming back in here again with another $5. If I see Forza get delayed again, I will be pissed off. Speaking of Forza, when is that? That's moved to 2023 now. Am I correct there, guys? I think so, right? It was 2023 early. I can't even remember at this point. I've lost track. Studios need to stop trying to copy the Ubisoft open world can eat and make their games. Exactly. I think at the end of the day, they need to get together. They need to share some of the secrets about world building and tools to find out who can build games in a fast and effective and efficient way. They got to stop getting wrapped up in the RPG elements and open world this and open world that and microtransaction this. Just build a game. We don't want every game to be a story-based third-person narrative like the Sony camp. Okay, like we don't want that either. But you got to find the happy medium. You got to find something to dig into, right? And switch it up a little bit. You need a little bit of everything. Summer 2023. Shit. Forgot it was that long out. God damn. Man, oh man. And now if that goes summer and then all of a sudden that goes fall. Oh man. But that's crazy, man. But anyway, I didn't want to get right into big heavy topics like this. It is what it is. I mean, we just got to grin and bear. We got plenty to play. I mean, that is kind of the saving grace here, guys, is that we have lots to play. I mean, nobody should be in this chat right now going, well, I've completed every single game I got and I just can't find anything to play. No, I think we all have got massive backlogs. I certainly know I do. That's the saving grace. That's the part that lets it slide a little bit for me, as I know I got tons of things to play, but we all get excited about new games. We all want to play the latest and greatest out there, and it kind of really sucks when stuff that you're looking forward to is just constantly getting pushed back. So, in the 90s we didn't, but I guess in the 90s too, we didn't have all the social media to make big deals about everything we have today. So, so like you think about it, and then like Dizzy says, like almost 3 years without a Series X exclusive per se. We're also still looking at the fact that Halo, while we took time with that, I mean, Halo Infinite still is, to some degree, it's still sort of, I wouldn't say broken, but it's still sort of incomplete. Seems like they don't know what's going on over there, that sort of shit. You don't have a massive backlog tool, man? Well, I want your life, buddy, in your time, because God knows I certainly got one. Did you join a boy band? No, I certainly didn't join any kind of boy bands. I do need a haircut right now. I've got quite the knot going on here. Yeah, so all that sort of shit. Yeah. So, like I said, I can sit here and rant all night, guys, but that's not what I came here to do. Just want to let everyone know I am coming back. Like I said, if you missed the date, September the 6th, mark your calendars. Going to be seeking a new panel. I do have one person who's reached out to me and expressed interest. Let's like I say is definitely old school. And actually, I think two of the guys I have in mind are relatively old school. So, but they're two amazing people. Hopefully it works out. And the Wise Old Gamer will be there. Well, the real trend going on with old. I'm going to be the Old Farts podcast. The OFP. Do you know me? The OFP. Will you know me? I'm just an old fart. I'm getting down with it. Come on, everybody. We're going to get with it. Hey! That was terrible. Anyway, I'm not in my funky mode yet, but I'll get there. Yes, Old Farts Podcast. Nobody's got that title, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, well, I love you guys. Gaming After Dark's been near and dear to me, and like I said, I've got the two podcasts, but this is the one that, this really is my baby. It's the one that I've enjoyed the most. And Good Morning Xbox is fantastic, but I'm not going to lie. Getting up at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning to start prepping and running the show is not easy. By the time I get my coffee, get everything set up, get the computer rolling, the whole 9 yards. So, tonight was mostly a bit of a tech test. As I said, I'm doing this completely now from this brand new little Asus Google Chromebook that I bought. So far so good. It seems to be running like a charm. And I figured it's probably good enough for podcasting. I'm not going to build any games with it or run any complex software, but I just need something to stream and all that shit. So it's going to be good to be back, AP, and it's going to be good to see you guys all in the chat. OCD Gamer, what's going on, man? Yeah, and I totally get it, OCD. The Activision thing isn't complete. I would say it's fairly close to being complete, but regardless, even if you take the Activision camps out of the equation, Xbox really has no legitimate excuse for why things are so far out. Something got to get done. I mean, we haven't even seen anything legitimate from Fable yet, and Playground's been playing with that for a while. I mean, I'm tired of a wait till this show or wait till next year, wait till. That's the only model I keep hearing is wait till. We've been waiting a long damn time, and Xbox fans are getting very impatient. I certainly know I am. I want to see games that are going to blow my mind. I want to see shit that's going to make me go, man, fuck, that's the reason I spent $600 on an Xbox Series X. This shit blows everything out of the water. I definitely think one of those games is Hellblade 2. But, here was, like I said, the summer game showcase came. We never saw shit about that. Yeah, when I'm in a retirement home. Yes, I'm going to call it the Dependables podcast. Not the Expendables, but the Dependables. We are all full of shit. Yes. You'll have the woke GTA. Yeah, they're going to probably have, they'll probably have everybody as a protagonist except a standard stereotypical white male. I could probably have every fucking thing under the sun as the protagonist in the next GTA. That's for sure. What TV you running at Noof Nukem? What do you mean, what TV? Like, what do I run my games on? If you're worried about what games or TV I run my games on, I have an LG. Oh, fuck, I can't even remember the model. LG, I think it's a U71 something. Certainly not the awesome OLEDs, but it's it's one of the best LCD TVs you could get, or certainly was at the time. When I bought it, the TV itself was nearly $1,800. That's when OLEDs were well over $35. Got this LCD for $1,800, I think, normal, and I think I paid about $1,300. It was like on sale. That's still a lot of fucking money for a television. So, Boozy Decline, what's going on? Tired of extra pods talking about games nobody has played. You want discussion about games podcasters are playing. Well, Mr. Boozy the Clown, I can promise you that I am right now. I haven't played a lot of games the last couple of months since I've been away. I have been still, I beat Mass Effect 2, working on Mass Effect 3 on the Xbox. Over on the PlayStation side, I've been playing Horizon Forbidden West. Haven't finished it yet, getting a nice ways through it. I also started, what do you call it? What's the fucking one? Sackboy's Adventure. That fucking game is amazing. And the fact that you can play certain parts of that game or most of the game at 4 players is absolutely dynamite. If anybody hasn't played Sackboy's Big Adventure, whatever the hell, you owe it to yourself to do so. It's a ton of fun. I really want to get Stray, but the fact that they didn't make a physical copy disappoints me. Now, I hear that Stray is coming out on disc at around September, October, so I might just wait another couple of weeks, a couple of months, and then pick it up then. So, yeah. So right now, like I said, for me, I'm playing on TV-wise. I've got a 70-inch LG LCD, really nice TV. Fairly happy with it overall. And then in the bedroom, I've got a 43-inch Hisense. I forget the model number, but that's actually not bad. So I don't have the top of the line, but they get the job done. They're pretty effective. Actually, the Hisense TV is actually pretty damn good. I picked it up for a really good price at Costco, and I'm very impressed. Hard to find a better TV, I would say, in the price range, right? That's the thing. So, I've been playing, like I said, trying to play what I can, but only little bits here and there. I got to get right back to it. Plan to get back to streaming a lot more via Twitch and via YouTube. Personally, I like the YouTube. I have better interaction over there. Plus, I can do it straight from the PlayStation. I was saying to people that I want to get back into the Tomb Raider franchise. Maybe I actually have Shadow of the Tomb Raider downloaded on the PlayStation. Maybe I'll stream that one because I haven't played that for a while. And I like the other two I played a fair bit. But the Shadow one, I kind of beat it and never really went back to it. So maybe I'll jump back into that on the PlayStation here. You have the Series X and PS5 hooked up to the 70-inch. I did. As a matter of fact, I have the Series X right now hooked up to the 70-inch downstairs, and I moved the PlayStation 5 upstairs to the 43-inch Hisense. That way I have like I have a 4K Blu-ray player upstairs and downstairs, and it kind of works out good because sometimes I just want to chill upstairs and get a few games in. So it works out really good, as a matter of fact. So Horizon still has conversations with characters with ADHD. It's a lot better than it was. I got to say they did a much better job. You know what? Biggest complaint with Horizon Forbidden West is the game's just too fucking big. I thought the first game was fucking long. This thing's ridiculous. Like, I've gone through about fucking seems like 75% of the map. I've played it. I think it's well over the 40-odd hour mark, and I fucking still feel like I've got about another 100 hours to go. Like, it's like how many fucking missions are in this game? DJ Berto Doss, what's up, brother? Good to see you here. He drops $5 in the super chat. Boom Boom Kaboom. Are we back? The atmosphere has not been the same since GAD was put on pause. I have to agree, brother. There's been a lot of great podcasts and even some new podcasts have started up recently, but nothing quite like GAD. But if you missed the news again, guys, for those of you coming in late, the sad news is it doesn't look like Titan will be joining me when I reboot this thing on September the 6th due to obviously just the scheduling. He's obviously moved. If you weren't familiar, he's moved to a different state. He's busy with school, and it just the time slot doesn't work. And personally, I'd rather not move it. The time slot's always worked for me, really. And for some people it does, for some people it doesn't. So I will be seeking out a couple of new panel members, but I don't want to go. I really don't want to go personally above like 3, 4. It's already me and the Wise Old Gamer, and most likely I'm going to add about 2. That gives me room for like at least 2 guests from time to time, so that's good. Yeah, you decided to straight shoot the main line quest. Yeah, that's a great way to go, Dizzy, because honestly, I think that's kind of where I am right now. I think my level in the game is like It's somewhere between 38 and 40. I can't remember. I don't remember, but it is around where you were. And yeah, I think I might do the same. Might just start fucking. Yeah, no. Well, this is about consistency, right, Tony? It's about finding a time slot that just works for this audience, and it is called gaming after dark, not gaming right after dinner or gaming in the mid evening. It's gaming after dark. And the kind of humor that we bring here a lot of the times, it doesn't lend itself to more prime time, so it's okay. It's all good. I think the consensus is for most people to keep it where it was, and I feel I want to keep. It's my show. At the end of the day, it's my show, my podcast, my channel, and it's got to work for me first and foremost, right? I'm all about compromise, and I tried to make that when Mag said he wanted out, but we couldn't find anything. So yeah. Yes, where we can be rude. Absolutely. Go ahead. Be rude all you want. You can call me derogatory names if that's what gets you going. It's all good, guys. You guys are fucking amazing. Like, seeing the names I see already in this chat tonight is one of the biggest reasons I'm coming back. Because the last couple of times I've done these impromptu things, you guys have all been there, and it just blows my mind. I can't even get across to you guys how honored and flattered and fucking amazing that is to me to see. So many familiar faces have been there for months, for years, and are willing to come back again. GAD should go woke. So what do you mean? I should dress up like a tranny and talk about some weird shit? I don't fucking know, man, anymore. This world is fucking weird to me. Dark Zone 2525. Yes. Maybe I'll have to show my boobs on camera because we all know. Now, actually, that's probably not right. You can't show no more boobs. Bunty, wagwan, everyone. Yes, wagwan with yourself, Bunty. Good to see you here, brother. Heck, the last time I think I pulled my shirt up on a podcast, everybody nearly had a fit. I'm like, geez, nobody ever seen some man boobs before? Crazy shit, man. No, look, man, it's about talking about games. First and foremost, that's the mission. That's why I'm here. Talk about games, what's happening to gaming, but to be fun, man. Dog 420 is in the house. Yeah, so you should be really lame and not fun. Yeah, everything's offensive, right? This whole goddamn chat's offensive to me. You're all fucking offensive. You're offensive just for showing up. Fucking Dark Zone, you're offensive just because I think you're a man. Heck, as a matter of fact, I'm offended because most of you guys act like men, but you're probably acting like a lady. But apparently, what do you call them? What do you call them? Fucking fisher bait people or whatever the fuck they call them now? What the fuck is that name when the guy acts as the girl? You know what I'm talking about, but yeah, I am fairly rejuvenated, Tool Man. At the end of the day, I gave you my reasons before. Some things have gone really, really well. Some things have not gone so great. First part of the spring was rough. The weather was so shitty. I really was hoping to get a ton of bike riding in, but that didn't happen. It seemed like most days, the weather was absolute shit this past month, though, or at least the past 2 or 3 weeks have been absolutely dynamite here, really freaking hot. So I've been able to get out a few times on the bike and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not going to pull any punches. Certainly, if I didn't before, I won't now when I come back. And I'm going to warn some of you guys, too, that T-word ban on my channel. That's all right, man. Go ahead and ban it. If I fucking said a T-word, what is that? Transvestite, Tyrannosaurus Rex. You know what the fuck ever, man. T-backs. I don't know. They want to flag my channel, ban my channel, then go for it, man. I'm not losing $1 million here. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Where was I? Yeah. So, like, just a fair warning. One of the things, like I said, with being an honest and tried and true channel, and I haven't done this for a while, but I do probably intend to bring on some guests that, for some of you guys, it might be a tune-out factor. For some of you guys, it might be a tune-in. But at some point in time, teabags. Yeah, at some point in time, like, I plan on bringing on a few people perhaps on this channel that aren't overly popular amongst the community, or certainly the Xbox community, or perhaps vice versa. it's just because I realize, at the end of the day, regardless of what platforms we play, we're all gamers at heart. And I think there are a lot of people that are misunderstood in this community. I certainly understand as well that there are people in this community that they're good people. They put on a show. They put on a show for the audience. They do things because I think that's what draws people to their channel. And to each their own. You know what? If that's what works for you, if it's like some of these cosplayers or these girls that have channels. For some of them, they're not overly intelligent. They don't really bring a whole lot to the podcast game or the YouTube space. But they get on, they have their cleavage, they're dumb as fuck. But you know what? That's what sells for them, right? So I want to bring in people. I want to bring in some people that outside the grain, not always your typical guys. And I'm going to throw out a couple of words here for a couple of guys right now. Couple of guys who I'd like to get on here, not because I'm going to bring them on and try to degrade them in any particular reason or try to argue with them, because I really want to get an honest opinion of how they feel about things. And sometimes I don't think on their channels that we can always get that. And yes, a couple of those guys are sort of friends of mine. At least I consider them friends. And one would be, yes, absolutely, Dizzy hit it on the head. Crap and Salty are two guys that I would love to have on Gaming After Dark. I mean, you guys got to remember, I used to podcast with Salty's Gaming, and I have no personal beef with him. Now, I know over the past while, he's certainly pissed in a few people's cornflakes, and some people don't like him. But I talk to Salty behind the scenes. And again, I can only base my opinion on someone on how they treat me. And some of these guys have always treated me good. Now, if they say stuff behind my back, whoop-de-doo. You know what? I'm a grown adult. I can take it, man. I don't really care anymore. I'm too big for that shit. If you want to talk about me and say shit behind my back, go right ahead. Go right ahead. I'm still here. I'm still standing. I ain't going nowhere. I don't give a shit. Absolutely. Mooch as well. And I know like some of those names already put the flames under people's ass. And people might say, you know what, Milnoof, when those people are on, I'm tuning out. Well, that's fine. That's your prerogative. I hope you want to unsubscribe to the channel. But you know what? Maybe come in and ask them some great questions on how they feel about the industry. Because if there's one thing that some of these guests that I'm going to bring on is one thing they all have in common. Some of them are very knowledgeable, and they do have some great points. Like I said, how they run their channels or how they want to promote things is up to them. I'm not here to do it. Again, you decide what you do with your time and your money. You don't have to support anyone that you don't like or you don't like think. When you come out to Gaming After Dark, I assume that you're here generally because you're supporting me. I'm not going to bring these people in to bring in a mockery. Exactly, Dark Zone. I want to get a difference of opinion. These guys are still gamers. Most of these guys are multi-console owners. Most of these guys have swung the bat for one side or the other. Some guys are like, if you've seen Crap lately, like he's been largely pro Xbox again. Now, whatever changes his mind, that's up to him. But I think sometimes he'll give you a very funny, very, very honest opinion. And you just got to forget all the other crap. Forget about clickbaity shit or forget about all of that stuff and just listen to what they have to say. I just want to get some great opinions. I want to get some thought-provoking opinions. I want to get a great discussion going with our chat and not a toxic one, right? So, yeah, absolutely. I want to get all these guys. There's a lot more than that. What's up, Joe Dunmore? I can't do it like the mag with Joe Dunmore. Good to see you in the chat, my friend. All you guys are fantastic. So, yeah, I'm going to reach out to them and see if I can get them on. I know at least one of them was already committed to coming on the show, and I'm excited to have them here. And we'll just go from there. It's not going to be all the time. It's not going to be an everyday thing, but when something warrants it, I definitely want to hear opinions. A while back, I don't know if you watch it, but I know like in Salty's case, for example, he had a really good provocative discussion at one point there with Colin Moriarty, and that was good. Like they both kind of went out in the wind and took some shots at each other, and then sort of stopped and smelled the roses and realized they got some things in common. They got some things maybe they don't like, but to each their own. It's all opinions. I mean, my opinions on Game Pass, as you guys all know, are not as welcome and certainly not as awesome as everybody else. I've always said, like I said, I think Game Pass is great. Again, I quote, Game Pass is great. Best value in gaming. If you own an Xbox, I think you definitely should have it. So you're almost doing yourself a disservice not to have it. But however, I just don't, for me, I just don't care for Game Pass. I am a collector still. I like the physical games. I don't play enough games to warrant a subscription, even if it might be saving me money. I just feel like I'm doing myself just as much a favor by spending $70 and buying a game I really want and having 5 games a year that I'll play and fucking play the shit out of them than having $16 a month and 90% of these games I'll never touch or wouldn't give a rat's fuck about. You know, I played a lot of these games too that everybody's bragging about and raving about, and I'm just like, man, this shit ain't even worth 10 minutes of my time. Like, I'm gonna be upfront and honest. I am not a big supporter and a big fan of most of the indie games out there. There's always the few gems here and there that really catch me. You know, like Little Nightmares, for example. Love that game. Love the art style. Loved everything about it. But you know what I mean? That's not my shtick. You know, I've got very limited resources, money, and time. So spending, like, buying a subscription is like having Netflix. The more shit they add to Netflix, the more the value went down for me because I can't watch it. Just give me great stuff that I like and take away the rest of it. I don't, but I don't, you know, paying all this money to have 4 and 5 and 6 subscriptions that I can't watch. It makes no sense. It feels like me going to a restaurant and ordering items from the menu that I have no intention of eating. But hey, it looks good. It smells good, but I am not going to eat it. So isn't that kind of like a waste in a sense? Do you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to play Stray. Stray looks awesome to me. Maybe some people don't like it. I can't wait to play it. So there's always that few indie games. Don't get me wrong, that I really, really like, but they're few and far between. I can tell you that if it's like an old school 8-bit, 16-bit sort of side scroller, no, I can't do them anymore. I just don't really like them. They just don't hold weight with me. Like as cool as games like Ori and the Will of the Wisp look, it looks amazing. I just can't, I don't know. I just don't want to play it. And then as soon as I hear the word this game is going to be fucking challenging as fuck, I'm like, you already turned me off. You lost me with that because I barely have enough time to play a regular game, let alone a game where I'm going to die over and over and over again and spend an artificial 3 extra hours playing a game that I should have beaten already because the fucking bosses or the level design. You know, when I go back and I play some of those old 16-bit games that I was really good at back in the day, but now I play them, I literally suck. It's like, fuck this shit. I got better time than having 3 lives and dying in the first level and fucking restarting it over and over and over again. Like, Jesus Louise. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm in the minority here, guys. And, you know, when I speak my mind about this, it's just my opinion. It's just how I feel. And I get slammed all the time for this shit. Okay, I really get slammed all the time. And it's not fair. I mean, I personally applaud your decisions. If you guys love Game Pass and you're getting every cent worth out of it, all the power to you. I've never once said don't buy it, never once said don't play it. I've never once said it was crap or anything. I just say I have my reasons for doing what I do. And again, it's because of money and time. You know what I mean? So that's where I am. Jago Kukin, my brother, is in the house. What's going on, man? You know, and I love the fact that if I do buy a game and I don't like it, I generally can sell it or trade it. I get something back at least. Okay? That's another thing I like. So, yeah, like that. Joe, brother, preaching to the choir there. I love Cuphead. I think Cuphead's genius. The level design, the artwork. There's so much about that game that it's so addicting to want to play it. But I fucking suck at it. Like, I've gotten through the first island. I think I'm on a couple of scenes in the second one. I never got any further than that. It's just dying over and over. And then I moved on to other games, and it's like, now when I go back, I'm rusty as shit. So I have to kind of relearn it all over again. You know, it's that sort of thing. Exactly, Jago Kukin. When your time is very limited, whether that's your social life, your work circumstance, you know, if I'm sitting at home and I'm unemployed, sure, Game Pass would make a ton of sense for me. But if I can literally only play 1 or 2 games, then it's not a big deal if I just buy the 1 or 2 games I want to actually play. You know, I will physically go out and spend $50, $60, $70 Because to me, it's worth it because I know I'm going to play the game and I'm going to beat the game, and I might even play it and beat it again. Fuck the Tomb Raider trilogy. I've beaten those games, or at least the first two games I've beaten multiple times. Love them every time. You know, I would rather go back right now and play the first, the whole trilogy over again than probably 70% of my entire collection. You guys see where I'm going, right? And again, it's opinion. This is the thing with social media, right? Like, people get worked up too much on opinions. An opinion doesn't mean you're right, doesn't necessarily mean you're wrong. And my opinion is not here to influence anybody. I don't do podcasts to influence you. I'm not here telling you to buy Nintendo, Xbox, or Sony. I tell you how I feel about a product, and I hope that you guys, through reviews and people that you like people have always said, like, and this is how I do it. When I'm basing a game off a review, I try to base it off of like-minded people that do the review. So in my case, like, if I'm watching a reviewer that I know really likes a lot of the action games that I've liked in the past, I'm more likely to trust what that person says over somebody that normally doesn't like, say, a God of War game, or doesn't like sort of the story-based games. Like, you know, if a guy doesn't like watching football, are you going to take his word, his opinion over the game he perhaps didn't watch, or perhaps watched like half-assed, and then say, yeah, that game wasn't that good? And you'd be like, bro, that was probably one of the greatest football games in history. But that guy doesn't care about football, so therefore his opinion is always going to be different, right? So absolutely. So if you're family-minded and you got kids, and again, limited budgets as well, but you know you want to play a lot more games than your budget allows, Game Pass is literally amazing. I think honestly, me personally, I'll tell you my favorite thing about Game Pass, and I haven't used it much, but I'm glad it's there. The whole cloud thing, that shit's awesome. The fact that I can have games on Game Pass, and if I'm traveling on the road, excuse me, a little phlegm in my throat. Like, if I'm traveling on the road somewhere, I can still play those games through the cloud because it's included with the Game Pass subscription, right? So yeah, so there you go, man. So there you go, brother. Kind of back to everything. Like I said, some things will stay the same with Gaming After Dark come September. Some things will definitely change. I hope that you guys will welcome the change with open arms. Again, I'm sorry that I don't have the mag and I don't have Titan. Things change in life. I've left podcasts in the past for the same reasons, because life changes, whether it's scheduling or whatever, and you have to move on. You just have to do what's right for you. Most of us, majority of us, even myself, either make no money or very little money at this stuff. So it's not a career. It's not something like that we have to do or we're obliged to do. It's something that we do because we love it. I could care less whether I made 5 cents at this stuff or $500, but I do it because I love it, because I love you guys and I love the interaction. I've made a lot of good friends. I mean, if you look at the podcasting scene itself, I'll take Jago Kukin, for example. Jago in the chat kind of got into this racket largely because of me. I feel Jago's a really good friend of mine, a guy that, honest to God, like, I would love to meet in real life, and I know that we'd hit it off and have a fantastic time. I think we really would, Jago. And Mag. I met Mag through, obviously, the podcast scene, being a, he was like a fan of the show, and he used to come out and he used to be in the chats. Then he did his one guest spot. He ended up on Boomstick's Primetime Gaming. And then he ended up being a panel member on Gaming After Dark. The rest is history. But because of that friendship that we found between podcasting, I met the man twice now, and he's an amazing guy. He's every bit the guy you see in podcasts and stuff than he is in real life. He's totally off the wall. He's just fucking stand-up amazing human being. Nothing but love and respect for my brother, the Mag. So, Mag, if you're listening to this, brother, you know I love you, man. You're awesome. You're funny as fuck. A guy that I get along with wholeheartedly. He's a real stand-up guy, guys. And I'm telling you, if you guys get to meet him, same thing, baby. Same thing. Yeah, and so Jago has been a guest on Gaming After Dark many times, and he will be a guest again. He's a laugh. He's been really good every time we've had him on the podcast, all that sort of stuff. So there you go, man. It's just life, you know. And but yeah, so like I said, I'm really excited about September the 6th. Still have the iron out, like I said, those panel members. They may not come on day one. It might be little old me over there on Tuesday night, and then, well, me and Wise Old Gamer. I always forget that, yeah, he's part of the podcast panel now, but that sort of transpired just as I was kind of moving out. Titan brought him in, and we'll go from there, and then we'll iron out the other couple. I mean, a couple of guys have expressed interest to me, and I totally appreciate that, but sometimes, like I said, I want to have a great panel. I want to have a little diversity in there, if possible. I'd love to get another fantastically witty female, but those are extremely hard to come by for whatever fucking reason. I don't know if it's the time zones or what, but all that shit. Absolutely, man. Life changes all the time. 1 minute, you're drinking beers, the next minute you don't see each other for years, so that's how shit goes, right? Absolutely. So, you think he's ridiculous? That's Jago guy. Jago can be pretty ridiculous at times, but he's awesome kind of ridiculous. I love him. It's great stuff. But so that's where we stand, guys. I don't want to take up your time too much longer. Like I said, this is part of a tech test as well, testing out this new little laptop I got here, a little Chromebook. Actually seems to be working really good. That's a bonus. Everybody's saying the sound is good and the camera, well, not perfect, it certainly would get the job done in any scenario, because I got to make sure that my other cameras work and all that shit. So hey, Joe, I'm with you, brother. I hope it's a funk that where you're just not in the mood to play, and not one of those funks, where like family and life have taken over and have brought you to a dark place. Anybody that's in that dark place, if anybody in this chat is, you guys know that I'm always here to listen. You know what? Send me a DM. We can talk privately behind the scenes in a Twitter DM or through a Facebook chat, or even if you need, I give you my cell phone and you can call me up if you need to chat about anything. I'm totally honest about that. I've been in shitty scenarios. I dig myself out of them. A lot of times, when I get in those ways, I just, and I have had those ways. I just, I try to put the dark side behind and focus on what's going right. And, and make small goals for ourselves. I think a lot of times in our lives, many of us get too caught up in the chase instead of enjoying the here and the now and the things that we have. That sort of thing. We always think that our lives are terrible sometimes, but you know what? When you look at the world around us and you look at a lot of other people, and the majority of us, we should sit back and realize, that we're very privileged and honored. I mean, the fact that I could sit here on a camera and talk to you guys in a podcast, a silly ass podcast, that says a lot right there. That I'm in the point of life and in this world where I can do something so mundane or so insignificant, but there's lots of people in this world who give anything to have the same freedom, the same opportunity to do something like this, but they can't. When most people, maybe they're scrounging for food or they're trying to keep their family together, all that shit. Good night to you, Mr. Iceman. We got to play a game here soon, brother. Newtorius, what is going on, my brother from Newfoundland, Canada? You guys know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what pulls me back in, is you try to keep yourself grounded and you try to think about, no matter how shitty stuff is in our lives, is it shitty enough to be like, I need to remove myself from an equation here? Is it stuff I can live with? Is there things I can change? My mother always said, idleness, I think, is the devil's, I forget what the fuck it is. It's how the devil works, through idleness. If you keep yourself busy, if you keep yourself motivated, and that's like it's like when I go to work, I can be in the shittiest mood, but when I go to work, I hate work. Don't get me wrong, I hate being at work, but I'm so busy when I get to work that shit happening at home or throughout my life, it doesn't apply. If I had 8 hours a day, it's because it's the devil's playground. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're busy, when you're always doing something, that's why some of the most successful people in the world are rich. and they're rich because they're successful, because that's the kind of people they are. They don't get caught up in their emotions and things because they're so fucking busy all the time. Sometimes you miss out on a lot of stuff by being that way, but I can guarantee you one thing right now: if I was a multimillionaire, happy is something I wouldn't have to worry about. Because I'll tell you this much, I'd be a lot happier if I had money and didn't have to worry about bills all the time. I think the majority of us are the same way. I don't need Ferraris, and I don't need $3.5 million house or anything else like that. I don't need tons of money. I'd love to have enough money, as I've always said, and a lot of us feel this way. I just like to have enough money where I could live comfortable, where I didn't have to worry about spending $500 and not knowing if I was going to have rent, or if I spent $40, am I going to cut myself short on gas for the week? This is where I want to be in my life, where I stop worrying about the small things. That's where a lot of us want to be. Idle hands are the devil's playground. Absolutely. Yes, thank you, because I can't remember shit half the time. Right? You bet. So like I said, stay busy, man. That's the whole thing. Play games. Stay active. Do whatever it is that makes you happy. Stay busy. Everybody's lives are different. But like I said, a lot of times we get lost in our own brains too much. We start listening to the voice in our head when we should be just, use your eyes, use your judgment, use your heart. And always remember that despite how shitty things are, there are somebody out there, even if it's one person, there's always people out there who love and care for you and would not want to see you gone from the world. So, try to stay positive. Think about those things. That's what I do. That's what keeps me grounded. So just think about those things and think that no matter how shitty you think that you have it, just look at the news and go, man, I got a shitty day, but I hate to be that fucking guy or that fucking girl. I hate, I'm out there worrying about what McDonald's meal I want to buy today. These fuckers are just worried about if there's any meal in the garbage can. Do you know what I mean? This is where we're at. That's the shit that keeps you grounded. That's the stuff that keeps it real. And it's why, like, people in this world, I'm not saying that mental health issues don't exist. They certainly do. But I also think that a lot of people, instead of looking internally and trying to fix problems, they create more problems. And I don't know, they expect someone else to help them. I don't know how the fuck it is, but anyway, we're off on total tangents tonight. The typical GAD, start on one thing and end on 50 different things before we end. So I'm going to get going. I spent a lot of your time here already in this podcast. You guys are friggin' amazing. Again, September the 2nd, got to get that intro music ready to roll and play that sucker. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy it as we move forward. But I'm looking forward to get back and having great gaming conversations and hearing what Arnold and Seifa, Sam, and Cletus have to say. And as much as I'd love to do an impression for you tonight, right now my throat is really kind of frigged up already, and I've got a lot of phlegm in there. So I don't think I'm going to do a very good job. But I'll save that when we come back for September the 6th. Those guys will be back in fine form, you guys. And until then, thank you all so much for your support. I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Good to hear from you too. And well, here's a podcast new for you doing the Who Needs co-hosts. Like I said, I'll be getting some new panel members. I'll be having lots of guests. I'll be trying out some new people as well. We'll see how all that shit goes, man. So yes, I appreciate you showing the love, Jago Kukin, my brother. Fist bumps to you, my friend Dizzy Delta, everybody Splendiferous, Toolman, Joe Dunmore, Tony Grasso. All you guys have been here. Doggy Dog 420. Yeah, you guys are fantastic, man. The list goes on. Thanks for being here tonight. We look forward to seeing you on the 6th. Hope we'll have a great number in the chat. Make sure you tell all your friends. You're wicked hot. What's going on, brother? Good to see you here as well. I won't look forward to seeing everybody back here on September the 6th. And like I said, if I don't have a panel ready to go, maybe I'll have a fantastic guest and we'll get this show right on the go, baby. Let's go. Let's do it. And yes, thanks for the welcome back. And we'll see you then. And Toto Dope, welcome, sir. And we'll see you guys in a few weeks. So take care and game on, guys. Peace out.